Hey guys, how you doing? This is Richard, the Aficionado channel, and I'll be your host today. Palooza in New York was only a couple of days ago, and I am already having the blues. Just to do things a little bit different, I like to show you guys around with the tanks that I have seen there, and I like to show you guys what I think to be the top 5 tanks of the show. Alright, and before we go to the top 5, I'd like to give a special mention. I'm a huge fan of captive breeding, and whenever I see something new like this, a breakthrough happening in our industry, it just gets me so pumped up and motivated. I would like to give a huge shout out to reefs.com booth for allowing Colchester Pet and Jen Lowe to come and display the Flame Angels there. Those are captive bred from Sid from Hawaii, and they were just magnificent, and I think they stole the show. And I would like to give another shout out to P. Mice's booth. They also had Poma Labs angels over there. They had Singapore angels, Blueface angels. They were just simply magnificent. They don't really need to have anything but the fish, and they did a phenomenal job with Tonga rocks from Real Reef. It just looks so amazing, and huge kudos to you guys. And I am just so excited to be able to witness this. Without further ado, and here are my top 5 choices that I have seen. The 5th will be the Neptune Systems. Now, did you know that Terrence, who is the top brass of Neptune Systems, personally aquascapes all these tanks? I didn't know that either. And within those 5-6 hours of setting time, he makes it look beautiful. All the rock placement, coral placements, these are like, when you look at them enough, you could see that there has been thought process that goes in it. Even though there's only a few hours to see, like what animals are coming and etc. I mean, they really, just flow well together. And coming in at number 4 is Kessel. David and his team did a phenomenal job. Not only they did the saltwater side well, but they did an amazing job in freshwater side as well. Normally, I'm not really intrigued by freshwater much, but they're a mono style, like a aquascaping, and in a nano nonetheless. They made it look really, really nice. And in that short time, they made it look like a real mature tank, and they did a phenomenal job. Great job, guys. I just wanted to give you a round of applause for your amazing work. And coming in at number 3 is Brightwell. Now, this tank is very, very small, so it could be easily overlooked. And to be honest, I walked through this booth at least 3 times before it caught my attention. This tank had a giant sponge in the center. If I remember correctly, this is an Australian sponge with the white polyps that's opening up and does, this as a filter feeder and absorbing all the food. And that really just, it was extremely different from everything that I have seen in this show in particular. And what was more different was that they had rows and rows and rows of baby Maximus. How awesome is that? I mean, it's something you have to see it in order to really appreciate it. And I tried my best to capture this in its full glory. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Great job, Jeremy and the team. You guys did a phenomenal job. And coming in at number 2 is a Planet Aquarium tank. Now, for the first couple of years of Reef Palooza, Orlando and New York, there's one tank that always grabbed my attention, and that was from Eye Catching Corals. They had a tank full of scolemias, and from top to bottom, all different variations, bleeding apples, master scolies, to war painted, just singular colors, everything. It was just vibrant. It was just so different. You have never really seen a tank like that except from them. And that was their signature tank. And when I saw them this year, I expressed how much I missed that tank. And they actually led me to Planet Aquarium's tank and said, this is the version 2 of that scolemia tank, but filled with many different type of various corals. They had acants, they had Fabius, they had like Euphilius, they had everything on that tank. It was, in my opinion, it was one of the best tanks in the show. Now, for me, almost at every trade show, there's one company that always has me excited for their aquarium display tanks, and that is Red Sea. Red Sea, year after year, they do an amazing job. For the last 2 years, there was their Peninsula tank that stole the show. But before those are just regular Red Seas, but boy, did they go all out on those. They always pack it with amazing corals. They make aquascaping like art, and they do it with reasoning. They make it look like, It's hard to think that these are just done in few hours. It really just ties everything together very well. And I'm always pleased looking at these tanks. And I have told them like in person several times, I think your tank is one of the best in the show. And I meant it every time I said to them. While I was filming this tank and its beauty, I noticed that says this tank was made by Aquarium Care Center. Aquarium Care Center is a shop in New Jersey, and I know the owner, Chris Doonan, and I spoke with him to congratulate him on a job well done. And what he told me just kind of blew me away, because not only did they try to push for aquaculture, it was an aquaculture rose bubble tip anemone. They had many different aquaculture clownfish, from the older design clownfish to the newest with this mocha troopers, star troopers. I don't know all these names. It was looking phenomenal. They had a lot of the aquaculture frags, corals. They tried to push aquaculture to the max and captive breeding to the max. And for that effort, I like to give them a big salute and pat on the back for a job well done. And one thing I also noticed was that they had a koi tank in there, and that was actually from their display tank. And they had that fish for if I remember correctly, they had that fish for about 7 years in their own display tank. Guys, you guys did a phenomenal job. I applaud you for amazing work, and I look forward to your next booth and next show to just wow me once again. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know which one was your favorite, and have a great day, guys.